trial, the city of Atlanta has now targeted Lil Baby, and the accusations are deadly. Atlanta is back on its bullshit. After the complete failure that was the YSL trial.
Check me good. You on the camera? I got a gun in my nut. Check me good. I got a gun. Alright, y'all let me that car shoot myself dead. Y'all fire. Super hard.
Prepare for an absolute shockwave that is currently ripping through the digital landscape, igniting an inferno of speculation, disbelief, and intense discussion that has completely seized the attention of millions online. This is a situation unfolding in real time on the internet, driven by a claim so heavy, so potentially devastating, that it threatens to shake the very foundations of perception surrounding one of the biggest artists on the planet. The reports that are circulating are not just news, they are the stuff of dramatic thrillers centering on a scenario that involves secret recordings and alleged confessions, painting a picture that is both unbelievable and utterly captivating to the masses scrolling through their feeds. The internet is buzzing. No roaring with a rumor that has the gravity to overshadow everything else. It's a report that has emerged from the depths of online chatter and rapidly ascended to the forefront of discussion, focusing on none other than Lil Baby. The specific claim that has ignited this firestorm is that a recording exists, a secret recording allegedly capturing Lil Baby admitting to actions of the most serious nature, murders. But the twist, the element that has added an extra layer of sensationalism and intrigue to this already stunning claim, is the assertion within these reports that Lil Baby was completely unaware he was being recorded when this alleged admission took place. It's the idea of a private moment, a supposedly secure conversation being captured and potentially used in a way that could have unimaginable consequences. Now, let's delve into the heart of this storm, understanding that we are navigating through unverified claims and the intense reaction they have generated. Lil Baby has built a career on authenticity, on lyrics that often reflect the realities of the streets he came from. He is a figure who commands massive respect and has a fiercely loyal fan base. The idea that a recording could exist, allegedly capturing him admitting to something as severe as murder, is directly contrary to the image of calculated professionalism and careful navigation of fame that he has largely projected, especially in recent years. This stark contrast between the public persona and the nature of the alleged recording
is exactly what they claim to be. A money gang, known less for violence and more for funds, but made famous by none other than Lil Baby. They aren't exactly innocent though, or at least that's what the streets allege. Apparently OMF believes 4PF is responsible for the 2021 shooting of 19-year-old Marcus Holland, who is known as Big Mark. A member of OMF, he'd be gunned down at a Shell gas station, and his grave would literally read, "Gravedigger." Atlanta police believe Lil Baby was shooting a music video in a rival hood, knowing what could happen, and it did. OMF allegedly shot it up for Mark. On Instagram, Mark went by the name 2500 Mark, and 2500 stood for the block, as 2500 Center Street was the heart of the Etheridge Court projects. This was home to Mark, and was immediately targeted,
is exactly what makes this rumor so shocking and so widely discussed. According to the reports circulating online, the alleged recording is being described in various ways. Some sources online claim it's audio, others suggest video. The circumstances under which it was supposedly made are vague in the reports, but the consistent element is the claim that it was obtained without Lil Baby's knowledge or consent. This detail, the alleged unawareness, is crucial to the narrative's virality. It suggests a breach of trust, a moment of vulnerability exploited, adding a layer of personal drama to the already grave nature of the alleged content. The reports claim that within this recording, Lil Baby allegedly makes statements that are being interpreted as admissions to murder. It is paramount in discussing these incredibly serious claims circulating online to reiterate that this is what the reports are alleging. We are discussing the claim that such a recording exists and contains these admissions, not stating it as a verified fact. The severity of the allegation itself is what is driving the online frenzy. Thinking about this from my perspective, The speed at which a claim of this magnitude can spread online is both fascinating and concerning. It highlights how quickly a narrative, especially one involving celebrity, alleged serious crime, and perceived secret vulnerability, can captivate the collective online consciousness. A few posts, a few shares, and suddenly millions are debating the authenticity and implications of a recording they have likely never heard or seen, based solely on rumors about its content and the circumstances of its alleged creation. This is the power of the internet to amplify the sensational, often outpacing the ability to verify or contextualize. The unaware element of the circulating reports adds a particular sting. It taps into a universal fear of private moments being exposed, of conversations thought to be secure being compromised. For a public figure like Lil Baby, whose life is constantly under scrutiny, the idea that he might have been recorded in a moment he believed to be private, allegedly making such grave statements, paints a picture of extreme vulnerability. This alleged lack of awareness, as claimed in the reports, fuels speculation about who might.
Atlanta is back on its bullshit. After the complete failure that was the YSL trial, the city of Atlanta has now targeted Lil Baby, and the accusations are deadly. The Atlanta Police Homicide Commander would go as far as blaming Lil Baby for the double murder of 2 teens and connect him to a long, bloody series of violent events. So in this video, we'll be covering the Lil Baby 4PF RICO that never happened. May 14, 2024, 30-year-old Dominique Jones, who's more commonly known as Atlanta's own superstar rapper Lil Baby, was set to shoot a music video. The location, Dixie Hills. This was Zone 1, West Atlanta, at the very beginning of the old Hidden Village apartments. A mostly abandoned, half-torn down apartment complex with a violent history that
have made the recording and why, adding layers of potential betrayal to the narrative. The reaction online is multifaceted. There are legions of fans vehemently denying the reports, calling them fake news, a targeted attack, or a misunderstanding. They point to his character, his success, and their belief in his authenticity as reasons to dismiss the claims outright. On the other side, there are those who are shocked, expressing concern and uncertainty, grappling with the seriousness of the allegations circulating. And then, unfortunately, there are those who are quick to accept the rumors as fact, engaging in speculation and judgment based solely on the unverified online reports. The comment sections and forums are battlegrounds of belief and skepticism, all centered around the circulating claim of this alleged secret recording. Let's consider the hypothetical legal implications if such a recording existed and were admissible in court, purely as an exploration of why the claim is so significant. In legal proceedings, recordings can sometimes be used as evidence, but their admissibility depends on numerous factors, including how they were obtained, their authenticity, and the context. The claim that Lil Baby was unaware he was being recorded brings into question issues of consent, which can be a complex area depending on jurisdiction and circumstances. The idea that a secret recording of such serious alleged admissions could surface is legally significant, and that potential legal weight is part of what makes the rumor so impactful even without confirmation of the recording's existence or admissibility. The very circulation of the claim creates a cloud of potential legal jeopardy in the public consciousness. From my perspective, the focus on the unaware aspect is a key driver of the sensationalism. It's not just an alleged admission, it's an alleged admission made under circumstances where the person felt secure, adding a layer of drama and perceived authenticity to the circulating report. It feels like a scene from a movie, the hidden microphone capturing a moment of unguarded truth, or so the rumors claim. This narrative structure makes the report incredibly compelling and contributes significantly to its virality, regardless of its factual basis. The emotional impact of such a rumor, even if
of the city.
Baby just pulled up on us, you know, we doing it big around this mug.
Chaos in this parking lot.
We had multiple individuals flee the scene subsequent to the shooting,
leaving a trail of evidence scattered across the crime scene.
We just heard pow, pow, pow. And that thing was da-da-da-da-da-da, and we grabbed the kids, and everybody was just running. It was a whole bunch of chaos.
Atlanta PD would note the attack appeared to be an isolated and targeted incident, but this shooting would intensify an already deadly feud between 2 rival gangs in the city. The Goodfellas is one of Atlanta's longest lasting gangs, having formed back in the early 2000s by Abdullah Williamson. The gang is alleged to have formed in the Rice Street jail, later becoming primarily a prison gang with a reputation for warring with the Bloods that dominate the Georgia prison system. Abdullah, or Lil Dul, is currently serving a life sentence. His alleged second-in-command, John
False on the individual involved must be immense. To have reports circulating worldwide claiming you were secretly recorded admitting to horrific crimes and that you were unaware of it puts an incredible strain on a person's life, relationships, and mental well-being. The process of addressing and debunking such serious, widespread allegations, if they are indeed false, is a daunting task, as the initial shocking report often leaves a lasting impression in the public mind. This situation also brings into sharp focus the constant surveillance, real or perceived, that public figures live under. The ease with which audio and video can be captured today, often on devices we carry everywhere, means that the line between public and private has become increasingly blurred, especially for those in the spotlight. The rumor of this secret recording plays on that contemporary anxiety about privacy and the potential for private moments to become public knowledge, with severe consequences. Thinking about the hip-hop industry itself, claims like these, even as unverified rumors, create an atmosphere of tension and uncertainty. Trust is a valuable commodity, and the idea of secret recordings and potential betrayals can sow seeds of doubt within relationships. Collaborations. While artists are often guarded, the specific claim of being recorded unaware strikes at a deeper level of potential vulnerability and mistrust. The online discussion surrounding this alleged recording is a complex mix of genuine concern, morbid curiosity, and the performance of outrage or loyalty. People are dissecting every phrase in the circulating reports, speculating on who could have made such a recording, where it could have happened, and what the consequences might be if it were real. The sheer volume of content being generated around this rumor, tweets, videos, forum posts, is staggering, illustrating the depth of public engagement with this sensational claim. From my viewpoint, it's crucial during times like these, when incredibly serious and unverified allegations are spreading like wildfire, for everyone to exercise caution and critical thinking. The speed of information travel online does not equate to the speed of truth verification. Reports like these, claiming secret recordings and alleged admissions to severe crimes,
I'm not sure, all right, because Jay Shad is still alive and well. Maybe they were plotting on Jay Shad, but nonetheless, though, they have those messages. Now, they also have a wiretap of them having a conversation. Now, on that wiretap, though, one of them actually implicated Lil Baby and said they feel like Lil Baby got money on their heads.
Sanders, the wiretap target, an unidentified gentleman that goes by the name Unk, or he's been referred to as Unk.
I'm going to object to this slide.
Require confirmation from reliable official sources before being accepted as fact. Relying solely on viral online chatter is a dangerous path that can lead to the spread of misinformation and cause significant harm. The focus on the didn't know he was recorded angle in the circulating reports is a masterstroke of sensationalism. Whether intentional or not, it elevates the story from just an alleged admission to a narrative of unexpected exposure and potential betrayal. It adds a layer of human drama that makes the claim more compelling and more likely to be shared. This element is key to understanding why this particular rumor has gained so much traction and generated such intense discussion across the internet. The sheer scale of the online reaction to this unverified claim about a secret recording and alleged admissions is a testament to Lil Baby's status and the public's fascination with high-stakes drama involving celebrities. It also underscores the pervasive influence of social media in shaping narratives, sometimes in the absence of confirmed facts. This situation serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly a person's reputation can become the subject of widespread serious allegations based solely on circulating reports. As this situation develops and hopefully more clarity emerges, the initial shock generated by the unverified reports about the alleged secret recording and admissions will likely give way to a focus on seeking the truth. The internet may have exploded with a sensational claim, but the reality of the situation, whatever it may be, is what ultimately matters. Navigating the space between viral rumor and confirmed fact requires patience, skepticism, and a commitment to seeking information from credible sources. This is a moment that highlights the complexities of fame, privacy, and the relentless nature of the digital age. The claim of a secret recording unknowingly made containing alleged admissions to murder is a narrative designed for maximum impact, and it has certainly achieved that online. The challenge now is to see through the sensationalism and await verified information, remembering the fundamental principles of justice and the impact of unverified allegations, to stay informed on any verified developments regarding this.
He's around you and he's banging for PF for the clout. You are now involved, and they're going to include you as a gang leader and say that you are the catalyst for a gang war that had nothing to do with you. These people cold, man.
All right. So the music video, is that something that you've seen?
It is.
Where'd you see it?
I believe it was on the YouTube account belonging to Mr. Smith.
All right, and permission to publish a brief clip of that video, Your Honor.
Granted.
Incredibly serious and widely discussed situation, moving beyond the noise of online rumors and getting analysis based on confirmed information. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel right now. Hit that subscribe button and join the conversation based on clarity, not just viral claims. The collapse of the YSL Young Slime Life trial sent shockwaves through Atlanta's legal and law enforcement communities. Prosecutors had pinned their hopes on dismantling what they framed as a criminal enterprise led by rapper Young Thug. However, mounting public skepticism about the RICO, Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act charges, coupled with weak evidence linking defendants to actual crimes, resulted in widespread criticism of the prosecution's tactics. The failure to secure convictions left authorities scrambling for redemption, seeking a new high-profile target to prove their commitment to combating gang violence. Enter Lil Baby, one of Atlanta's biggest rap stars and cultural icons. Despite his immense success, amassing millions in record sales, streaming numbers, and endorsements, Lil Baby has never been far removed from the streets where he grew up. His ties to 4PF, 4 Pockets Full, a collective often described as a clique or crew rather than a formal gang, have long drawn scrutiny. Law enforcement seized upon these connections after the YSL debacle, framing Lil Baby as a central figure in Atlanta's ongoing gang wars. Yet critics argue that this focus is less about justice and more about optics, a way for prosecutors to reclaim credibility after the YSL fiasco. The decision to target Lil Baby reflects broader societal tensions around policing and celebrity culture. Successful rappers like him are often portrayed as symbols of urban crime, despite their contributions to music, philanthropy, and community upliftment. By singling out Lil Baby, authorities risk perpetuating harmful stereotypes while ignoring systemic issues such as poverty, lack of opportunity, and institutional racism that fuel cycles of violence. This approach raises questions about whether the goal is truly to reduce crime or simply to create headlines at the expense of public figures. Moreover, the targeting of Lil Baby highlights
he was convicted on his charges. He's not facing light time. He's facing life in prison. Now, last time I reported on this story, we had little info about the man he's accused of murdering beyond that he was an aspiring rap artist signed to his label.
It's the precarious position many Black artists occupy within the entertainment industry. While their art resonates globally, their roots in marginalized communities make them vulnerable to disproportionate scrutiny. For Lil Baby, whose lyrics frequently reference loyalty, resilience, and street codes, this creates a double-edged sword. On one hand, his authenticity appeals to fans who relate to his experiences. On the other, it invites accusations of glorifying gang culture. This dynamic underscores the challenges faced by artists navigating fame without fully escaping their origins. The chaotic music video incident. On the day of the chaotic music video shoot in Dixie Hills, Lil Baby likely didn't anticipate the storm of controversy that would follow. Dixie Hills, a neighborhood notorious for its gang activity and violent crime, was chosen as the backdrop for the video, raising immediate questions about why such a volatile location was selected. Some speculate that Lil Baby and his team wanted to capture the raw energy of Atlanta's streets, staying true to the gritty aesthetic that defines much of his music. Others suggest logistical oversights or underestimations of the risks involved. What began as a routine shoot quickly descended into chaos when gunfire erupted during filming. Multiple people were injured, though thankfully no fatalities occurred. The incident drew national attention, not only because of Lil Baby's celebrity status, but also due to the brazenness of the attack. Critics pointed out that bringing a large crew, expensive equipment, and significant attention to a known hotspot for gang activity was inherently provocative. It wasn't just a music video, it was a spectacle, and rival gangs may have seen it as as an act of provocation. For Lil Baby, the fallout from the shooting compounded existing narratives about his alleged involvement in gang-related activities. Authorities seized on the event as evidence of his supposed role in escalating tensions between rival groups. They argued that his presence in enemy territory served as a catalyst for retaliatory violence, even though there was no direct proof connecting him to the shooters. This narrative conveniently shifted blame onto Lil Baby, framing him as both instigator and accomplice, despite his absence from the scene when the shooting occurred.
But I don't want to do that right now. I want to get right into this. I want to bring on Elizabeth Milner, law and crimes reporter, who is in that courtroom for another
Choice of location remains a contentious topic. Supporters defend Lil Baby's decision as an artistic expression rooted in authenticity, arguing that depicting real-life struggles is integral to his storytelling. Detractors counter that recklessness cannot be excused under the guise of creativity, especially when innocent lives are endangered. Regardless of intent, the incident underscored the fine line between artistic ambition and irresponsibility, leaving Lil Baby caught in the crossfire, not just literally, but figuratively as well. Gang rivalry roots. To understand the current accusations against Lil Baby, it's crucial to delve into the complex web of gang rivalries that dominate Atlanta's underground scene. At the heart of this conflict lies 4PF, the collective founded by Lil Baby himself. While 4PF is often characterized as a clique rather than a traditional gang, its members share deep bonds forged through shared adversity and mutual interests. Over time, however, these bonds have drawn suspicion from law enforcement, who view any organized group operating in impoverished neighborhoods as inherently criminal. The feud between 4PF and OMF, Outcast Mafia family, traces back to 2021 when Big Mark, a young OMF member, was fatally shot. Investigators identified 4PF members as suspects, alleging that the killing stemmed from territorial disputes and personal vendettas. This tragedy ignited a cycle of retaliation, with each side seeking vengeance for perceived slights. The tension escalated further after the Dixie Hills music video incident, which some interpreted as a deliberate provocation by 4PF. For Lil Baby, being associated with 4PF places him squarely as in the middle of this maelstrom. Even if he isn't directly involved in orchestrating attacks, his leadership role within the collective makes him a symbolic figurehead. Rival gangs see targeting 4PF as synonymous with targeting Lil Baby, creating a dangerous feedback loop where every act of violence is attributed to him, regardless of his actual participation. This dynamic illustrates how gang rivalries transcend individual actions, becoming larger-than-life narratives shaped by perception and reputation. In Lil
phone call that there would be revenge for that homicide and he will go to war with the leader of 4PF, which is Lil Baby, per that phone call. Unfortunately, in July, Freeman and Davis became innocent victims. Gang investigators found they were not intended targets, but rather collateral damage. Most recently, police announced they already made 7 arrests for the teen's murder, but say they're not done. They didn't call Lil Baby by name on Wednesday, but did say this, which matches with what the warrant reads.
Baby's case, his visibility amplifies these tensions, making him a magnet for both admiration and animosity. Whether he likes it or not, his name carries weight, and that weight can be weaponized against him in courtrooms and media alike. Authorities' bold accusations. Major Ralph Woolfolk of the Atlanta Police Department didn't mince words when accusing Lil Baby of indirectly causing a wave of murders. According to Woolfolk, Lil Baby's mere presence in rival territory provoked retaliatory violence, resulting in the deaths of several young people. These claims, however, rest on shaky ground, relying heavily on circumstantial evidence and speculative reasoning. No physical evidence directly links Lil Baby to the murders, nor does any credible witness testimony place him at the scenes of the crimes. Critics argue that Woolfolk's statements reflect a broader pattern of scapegoating prominent figures to deflect attention from systemic failures. By blaming Lil Baby, authorities shift responsibility away from themselves, avoiding accountability for failing to address the root causes of gang violence. This tactic not only undermines public trust, but also perpetuates harmful stereotypes about black men and their alleged predisposition toward criminality. Furthermore, the accusations overlook the realities of life in neighborhoods like Dixie Hills, where poverty, unemployment, and systemic neglect create fertile ground for violence. Instead of addressing these underlying issues, officials resort to punitive measures, targeting individuals like Lil Baby as proxies for larger problems. This approach fails to acknowledge the complexity of gang dynamics, reducing them down to simplistic narratives of good versus evil, wiretap revelations, and misinterpretations. Wiretapped conversations among rival gang members revealed discussions about tickets, bounties allegedly placed on Lil Baby's head. Prosecutors seized on these recordings as damning evidence, suggesting that Lil Baby orchestrated hits on rivals. However, closer examination reveals glaring flaws in this interpretation. None of the wiretaps feature Lil Baby or his affiliates explicitly discussing bounties. Instead, the information comes secondhand from rival gang members, whose credibility is questionable.
Where he and associates were then shot at. After that incident, police say the back-to-back retaliatory shootings and homicides began. The warrant gives an in-depth timeline of multiple incidents that happened from May 2024 to when the teens were killed. It even says a high-ranking member of OMF was calling shots from state prison to retaliate against 4PF after an OMF member was killed on Peyton Place in June. According to documents, that imprisoned high-ranking member said in a
questionable at best. This reliance on hearsay highlights the tenuous nature of the case against Lil Baby. Without corroborating evidence, such as financial transactions, text messages, or first-hand accounts, the allegations remain speculative at best. Legal experts warn that using such flimsy evidence sets a dangerous precedent, potentially opening the door for future prosecutions based on conjecture, rather than fact, legal limbo, and credibility issues. Despite intense media coverage and public pressure, Lil Baby has yet to face formal charges related to the accusations. This absence of concrete evidence underscores the challenges facing prosecutors, particularly in light of the YSL trial's collapse. Analysts suggest that the Atlanta DA's office may be overreaching in its efforts to rebuild credibility, risking another embarrassing defeat if the case falls apart in court. Meanwhile, Lil Baby's defense team, led by renowned attorney Drew Findling, has vowed to fight any potential charges. Aggressively known for representing high-profile clients like NBA YoungBoy and Lil Durk, Findling brings significant legal expertise to the table. His strategy will likely focus on discrediting the prosecution's weak evidence while emphasizing Lil Baby's contributions to society as an artist and philanthropist. Lil Baby's public and legal response, Lil Baby addressed the accusations via Instagram, urging fans to disregard false narratives. He emphasized his commitment to uplifting his community through initiatives like the 4PF Foundation, which supports youth programs and mentorship opportunities. Behind the scenes, his legal team works tirelessly to protect his reputation and ensure justice prevails. Media skepticism and public doubt commentators like 1090 Jake have voiced skepticism about the DA's approach, calling it illogical to hold Lil Baby accountable for violence perpetrated by rival gangs. They argue that this tactic ignores systemic issues and unfairly targets a successful artist without concrete proof. Final thoughts on the 4PF RICO narrative. Ultimately, the so-called 4PF RICO appears to be more rumor than reality, with critics labeling it a media and legal spectacle rather than a solid criminal case.